What is up, everybody? Kicka06 here with you for another video showcasing the new Ryzen 5 8600G, and I've had the question the entire time: will we be able to play Call of Duty on these new APUs? These APUs are supposed to be just as strong, if not stronger, than the, is it GTX 1650 or RTX, whichever one it is. The 1650 GPU, which is a not as strong GPU, but when it comes to not even needing a graphics card to get that kind of performance, it's ridiculously strong. So here we are, and we are going to go through every single setting in Call of Duty. I believe the first one's minimum, and then basic, medium, high, extreme, I don't know. There's 6 of them. We're going to go through every single one of them, and I will put those at the top of the screen so you can know which one we're on. But we are going to start with the minimum. I believe we're on minimum right now, and you see that it's around 110 to 120 FPS. So that's pretty dang good for not even having a graphics card. The game doesn't feel too crazy choppy. You can tell. Like, you can tell that you're not going to want to play ranked. You're not going to want to play competitively without an actual graphics card. But for integrated graphics, this is phenomenal. And now we're swapping over to basic, which is the second. It is the second option. And hopefully it'll load back up here. There we go. I had to choose apply, and yeah, don't mind me, I'm getting absolutely bodied. I can't aim, I suck at games, so that's why I'm here showing you what you can play on instead of trying to show you how to play. Again, this is the basic settings, and we're still pushing at least 100 FPS. It's jumping between that 95 to 120. There's GPUs hovering around 90%, CPUs at 50s, and the temps are looking pretty good. I do have a Mag Core Liquid P360, so an MSI, essentially. It's an MSI water cooler for my CPU, because without a GPU, that means it's doing all the work, so it needs to stay cool. So I do have plenty of cooling on it, which is probably why the temps are staying good. The RAM usage is only at 14 gig. I actually thought it would be more, but so far it is looking pretty good. We are going to swap over to the high settings and then extreme after this, and that's when we're going to probably see that FPS drop. But so far, FPS-wise, this APU it's really holding its own. If I could aim, this could have been a really cool video, but I can't. Just a reminder, I've said this in multiple videos. We've already done Lethal Company, we've done Overwatch 2 as well. Feel free to go check out those as well, but I wanted you to understand that you have to download the AMD Adrenalin software for your CPU to run correctly. That is huge. I tried to load into just Lethal Company without downloading the software / firmware, and it was terrible. I was getting 7 to 11 FPS the entire time. And then I googled it and saw that I needed to download that. As soon as I did, I loaded back into Lethal Company, and I was getting much higher FPS. If you're interested in Lethal Company at all, feel free to go check out that video. I'll be sure to try to post it in here so you'll be able to see it. Otherwise, if you're wanting any other games tested, because if you're thinking maybe I should get this because this one was $229, I believe. And if this is good enough for whatever games you want to play, my goodness, I'd say definitely get it. It's definitely worth it if you're not playing crazy extensive titles. I've got a long list of games I'm going to be playing in the near future, spanning from Rocket League, Valorant, CSGO. I'm going to try Starfield. We'll see what happens, but long list of games. If there's another game you'd like to play, feel free to put it in the comments below. As we're swapping over to Ultra settings, I missed the last one when we swapped over, which I think it was just high, but I'll go back in the video and I'll pin them at the top so we can follow along. But now we're on Ultra settings, and you see we're getting those PS4 FPS now. We're sitting at 60, right at 60 FPS, which is still pretty dang good for integrated graphics. Zero complaints out of me on this. But like I said, it's fine if you're going to play casually, but if you are trying to play competitively, if you're trying to play ranked, I would definitely say to go with an actual graphics card. Again, this is the equivalent of about a 1650 GPU, which is a pretty old card. So, but for an APU, this is phenomenal. And the reason why I chose this map is because there's always something going on. There's lots of close-range gunfights, and it's just a lot for a GPU to process, or in this case, an APU. So the FPS that you're getting here is probably going to be higher on other less demanding maps, the ones that are more open and you're not going to be non-stop firing your weapon. So this is pretty much just worst case scenario. I believe we are going to swap over to, let's see what settings we're going to do now. Oh, so that's extreme. And we are going to do extreme. I thought I was going to skip over that one, but I guess not. Extreme is going to look pretty close in the FPS category to the last one that we did, to the last setting. Not a lot's different. I could tell when I was playing that it was trying to make it better than it can. So if I was playing this, I would actually definitely have it on the recommended settings, which is what's going to come up after this. After we're done with the extreme settings, it'll go over to the custom, and you're going to see just how good this thing is when you let Call of Duty pick what settings you want to play on. But I'm trying to figure out which game to do next. I think it's going to be Valorant. It might be CSGO. It's hard to tell. Again, my name is Kika06. If you like the video, feel free to drop a follow. There will be a Discord link down below. There will be a Twitch link down below. And I also build computers, so if you want your own rig, feel free to hit me up. I'm sure we can work something out. I have 0 issue shipping, and it's going to be cheaper than if you bought it anywhere else. So feel free to hit me up if you want. If you don't, that's cool too. I just want to be here to give you some information on this APU before you go and buy it. We're going to swap over to recommended settings now, and immediately as soon as this gets in, we're going to see it blow past that 100 FPS. It's between 100 and 120 on the recommended settings, under 14 gig of RAM. Pretty dang solid. I do have the averages in the top left, the average, max, and min for FPS, but that really doesn't do any justice when you swap to 6 different settings. So those are kind of liars. You want to pay attention to the actual FPS that's jumping between 100 and 120. Phenomenal. I give this grade, I would say probably a B-, because it's not choppy, but like I said, you can feel that you're not on an actual graphics. It feels like it's 0.0001 second delay time, which if you're playing competitively, that sucks. If you're not, if you're playing to have a fun night with the boys, then sure, if you're squadding up in pubs. But ranked, no. But just for this, phenomenal. That is going to be it for this video. My next one, again, don't know what it's going to be, but I downloaded 20 games that I'm going to try and upload videos on. This is the Ryzen 5 5600G again. Tomorrow, actually, Monday the 5th of February, I'm actually getting the Ryzen 7 8700G as well, and I'll be able to do these same tests on those, so I will respond to every single comment. If there is a game that you want me to try, put it in the comments. If it's free, I'll 100% do it. If I have to buy it, probably not, unless I already have it. So, Kick06, this is me signing off. Enjoy the rest of the video, and I will catch you guys on the next one.
Hasta la incoming.